are back. I'm so excited. Chelsey, I just want to dive straight in. You've been working on this for a while, and I'm really curious, like, how you came up with an idea to have an app. I mean, granted, there's an app for everything, but like, you've created an app, you've created this little world. Tell me everything.
So, I am one of those people that just gets wild ideas in my head, and I don't know what I can't do until I'm like about halfway in, and then I realize, oh, this was much bigger than I thought it was going to be. So, the origin story of Tasklandia is I had a really uncomfortable conversation with a marketing coach I was working with, and she said, "Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
have you done this?" I said, "No." And she said, "Okay, well, have you done this?" I said, "No." And she said, "Okay, well, did you do this?" I said, "I did 3 of them, out of 10." And
Yeah.
she and she's like, "Okay, Chelsea, why? Like, what do you need to do? Do you need to like turn this into a game or something?" And I went to bed that night. I went to bed early
Oh.
because it was too late for me to post about my business. But then I stayed up until 2 in the morning, Lucretia, playing the Pokemon card game, collecting stupid Pokemon cards to beat my boyfriend Ryan at a game that means nothing, nothing. And I realized that while I do love helping people, and while we're on this podcast to help people, what
Mm-hmm.
really gives me my jollies, girl, is petty victories and lording them over the people I love. That is, I will get vicious at game nights. Like, it's not a family game night at the Albert household until somebody uses the F word.
Nice.
And so I drew up a chart the next day, and I mean, it's still on my fridge to this day. And I gave myself points based on what I had the biggest mental blocks around, and all of them happened to be marketing and reaching out and consistency. Um, and I told myself at a certain amount of points, I'm going to get me a new tattoo. And I just slapped it on my fridge. I just kept track every day. And the interesting thing was, I noticed that in about 6 weeks, my income went up by like 20%. And
No way.
dude, I was not expecting
Heck
it. And
yeah.
it was partially because I was just doing the things that I needed to do. I was reaching out to people. I was going out on more connection like calls. I was going out to more networking events. I was posting more often. People were just getting more
Mm-hmm.
aware of me. And the other thing is, I think my energy shifted. When I was playing for points, I wasn't thinking about trying to close a sale. So I wasn't reaching out with that commission breath
Right.
that, like, hey, end of the month, I've got a last minute appointment. Do you want to snag it? I was like, hey, just checking in on you. And people would respond, oh, hey, I've been meaning to call you. There's an energy, I think, about shifting your attention.
Yeah.
So after about like 6 months of that, I needed people to play with. So I tried kind of making it a Facebook group sort of thing, and it just, it didn't have the engagement. It didn't have enough oomph to it. And so I dragged Ryan, sweet Ryan, into Barnes and Noble, and I went straight back to the computer tech thing, and I said, I'm going to build an app.
Wow.
Now it didn't go so easily. I actually like I got a
No, it's
couple books.
complicated.
It's how I operate, and
Yeah.
99 like every every 10th idea of mine is usually a banger. I make a lot, I jump a lot, and I make a lot of mistakes, and it's probably not the best way to go in business. There's a lot of really good cautionary tales against people like me, but
Mm-hmm.
it's it's I've never regretted my life. I've learned a lot of cool things
Yeah.
from it. So I get like 2 books. Don't even flip them open. I just bought them. And I flip them open because I thought, okay, well, coding, it's just a language. I'm pretty good with languages. I can pick up Spanish. I look, and page 1 is just code. Page 2 is code, and this was coding. This was app building for high schoolers and beginners. I understood none of it.
Wow.
So that I had to return those books. And I found a course online. It's kind of one of those things where also there's, like I said, there's an energy to this. When you're ready for it,
Mm-hmm.
um, something appears, and a course came up on how to build an app on a kind of on an AI platform that wasn't completely vibe coding. I didn't trust myself to type in the prompt,
Yeah.
um, but I did know that I needed to. here's the other thing. I knew I needed to learn at least a little bit about the process. I knew I needed to learn how to build this myself because I know so little about computers, dude. Like my solution is still to hit it to assert your dominance. And if that doesn't work, it's broke. Um, and I called an app developer company and I like, it's bad. It's bad when they won't even call you back to take advantage of you. Like,
Oh
like
no.
they asked me, okay, so what's the UI going to be like? What are you thinking the UX is? And I just sat there like a deer in headlights. Well, it's a game, and it has points, and there's a gremlin and a hamster, and they didn't
You
even call
had
me
your
back to.
ideas for, yeah.
They didn't even call me back to take my money. I was so useless. They couldn't even do anything with me. So
Oh my gosh.
I had to learn at least a little bit. And so I learned how to build this app and I built the framework and then kind of got in over my head and eventually sort of outsourced it to a tech team, and that's who I'm working with now. But that was kind of the framework of it. Was just it helped me, and I knew that it needed to be built, and so I
Yeah.
built it.
It's accountability, but it's fun.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
the point was you forcing yourself to be accountable by doing these things that whether you didn't want to do them or they're tedious or you're overwhelmed and you don't know where to start, or you get everything done for 1 week and now it's the next week and you're like, I have to do it again, but I just got done doing it last week. But it sounds like you turned it into a game which suits your style because you need to be accountable, so you gathered up all these points and then you saw the end results.
yeah. And
Like, that's brilliant.
you know what's funny? I've learned, so this has opened up a whole other world because I mean, in hypnosis, you're studying kind of the little unconscious levers that make us do things.
Mm-hmm.
Gamification, I all of a sudden I went down a rabbit hole with it. I've been learning so much about gamification and how it actually really hacks the brain. It's not just about making it fun and silly. There's actual motivations. Like
Yeah.
humans are afraid of loss. So the reason that a whole streak
Mm-hmm.
count works is because you don't want to lose your streak number. And we will do absurd things to avoid that loss of this number that we've built up because of this illusion that we've
Yeah.
worked really hard for it. We've built up this streak count. We've built it up to like 120 days and we don't want to lose that. So we'll post and we'll do something just to keep our streak going. And
Mm-hmm.
as I've learned more about that, it's been really, really fascinating to kind of apply all of this knowledge into something really kind of unassuming. And there was nothing like this for business people.
Right.
There's a couple of I think the Finch app is a really good one for like self care, and it makes sure that you're doing your self care. But business owners and solopreneurs and creatives, we don't have anything like that to help us make money and to help us focus on that. So I just um, saw a niche, and then the characters are well, just the voices in my head.
I love that. Yes. You're bringing the voices in your head into fun little characters that we all get to interact with and love.
Yeah, it's the hamster of mischief was definitely my alter ego. That's what they started calling me. Or actually, I think it might have been what I started calling myself. But at the gym, I'm short. I'm 5'2". So any gyms are not built for little people. And so I'm always like reaching up with my little
Little
hamster
people.
arms. And eventually, I was just like, I have the hamster of mischief, and it's stuck. And then the mental gremlins, those are the things I've been dealing with in my hypnosis practice. And they really are like little gremlins. They just kind of whisper in your ear. So I kind of figured I'd make him the antagonist. And then
Mm-hmm.
the kind of overall cheerleader Diesel is based on Ryan's dog. And
Aww.
yeah, I tried to make one. I tried to make a character out of the cats, but cats really aren't natural cheerleaders.
Right. Yeah. They're kind of.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so that's and yeah, we're still in the MVP, the most valuable product phase. So I'm gathering beta testers. I want to know what's working, and I want to really kind of build this community of small business owners and creative solopreneurs who um who nobody's really paid attention to with just the baby steps. We're always marketed these big these
Yep.
big giant
Hmm.
systems, and this is how you get leads, and this is it. How about just talking to people?
Right.
Eventually, like, that's what it all relies on, is no matter what kind of system you're using, you have to be consistent with it. And
Yeah.
this app works with systems. If you've got certain goals with your systems, this is the way to do it. But it's built for creative thinkers more so than linear thinkers.
Yeah. And I think that's so it's missing because when you have creative thinkers and because the business world is designed for linear thinkers, there's a disconnect. And how can you, if you're creative and you want to be up here and you should be up here and you are technically you're up here, but there's like this gap of information that these guys have figured out that these guys are missing, not for any other reason that it's not designed for their brains. And
Yeah.
so I think what you're creating is something that is allowing those who do want to have a small business or currently are running a small business be able to be more productive, have fun, it suits their personality, and you're living proof. Like you did the testing by that point system, and then you saw it was working, and now you're taking it to essentially the masses, which is huge.
I think the thing is, this is my love letter to solopreneurs, and especially my fellow healers, my fellow creatives. I just also, like, once I got out of my own, like, you kind of start out thinking for yourself, I think, and anyone who doesn't admit that, sorry. I don't think most of us don't naturally start off altruistic. We start off with something that feeds us. An artist does work that they love doing. It's,
Hmm.
if it didn't feed our soul first, we wouldn't do it. So once I kind of got beyond me, I realized that there are so many gifted, I mean, like, beyond gifted healers, and so many talented creatives, and so many amazing coaches who
Yeah,
have changed my own life, let alone the people that I know that they've worked with, and nobody knows they exist. And
right.
it's not even because of the algorithm. It's just because they would say, well, I mean, I don't really have time to go networking, or they don't want to see me at that meeting. It,
Hmm.
and
The
just
gremlins
by
telling you the self talk. Yep.
And just by doing little simple things, it's amazing what, it's amazing how you find the people that were looking for you all along. And that's what I just want to, like, throw more healers into and throw more creatives into. I want people to succeed. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's been really, really soul fulfilling.
That's amazing. And I've seen that with photographers. Like, I mean, I'll just give myself as an example. I remember once upon a time when I was watching someone I knew and he was getting booked left and right, and his stuff was okay. And I was like, but mine is just as good. Like, why can't I do it? And it was for no other reason that, and I thought he was making all this money. Turns out he was making $25 per session. Don't do that. You are a
Yes, yeah,
creative.
yeah.
No. Do it once, get the experience, build a portfolio, move on. Um, but and I wasn't doing it because like the gremlins were like, you can't do it. You're blah, 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 blah. It was all this negative self talk. And so the fact that you have a gremlin, to serve this role to defeat the self talk or whatever the purpose is of this gremlin, but the fact that you're willing to address that is, I think, the biggest hang up for creatives and people who do have a skill that people don't know about is they're telling themselves a story that is not true.
It's wild. And the thing I'm having most fun with is, as a healer, I don't really get to be much of a curmudgeon in my professional life. And there's times
Mm-hmm.
where I would just like to be like, just this cynical. There's a part of me. I used to be a stand-up comic. There's this part of me that really is a cynical little asshole, a cynical little. There's a part of me that's a
Yeah,
cynical little jerk. I don't know if you want to edit that out or not.
we can swear on here. It's whatever we want to do. So I don't
Perfect.
have an issue with it.
Then
Yeah,
I am
I
a
don't censor anybody.
then perfect. I'm a
No.
closeted cynical little asshole. and and the gremlin is kind of where I'm starting to enjoy creatively, like getting my little nasties out and just saying what the gremlin would say. So
Yeah.
it's been kind of fun. Also, like you said, addressing it and just calling it out. Because yeah, it's amazing. And by the way, again, fully agree. Don't keep undervaluing yourself. There's one thing about starting out and offering things on a donation basis, offering on a barter basis, and like just getting your portfolio built up or your name built out there. Don't do it for long. So, yeah, don't keep yourself in that. It's a death loop, and it's how a lot of really gifted and talented people keep themselves down and they get burned out.
Yeah. That's all based on the lies that we tell ourselves.
Yes.
And I think we should pick that topic up next time.
I was about to say, yes. All right. See you next time.
Awesome. You're amazing. See you in the next one. Thanks for listening. That's it for this episode. If you want to learn more about Chelsey, go to her website, ChelseyAlbertHealing.com. That's CHELSEY AlbertHealing.com. To learn more about Farm Girl Camp or to get yourself signed up, go over to farmgirlcamp.com/farm-retreats. This episode is produced by Girl Boss Productions.